Chairman Rodriguez, and Honorable Senators of the 33rd Guam Legislature. This testimony is presented on behalf of the Social Work Student Alliance of the University of Guam. SWASA thanks you for this opportunity to present this testimony in support of Bill 143-33. My name is Luke Duenas, and I'm a senior in the social work program. I have been smoke-free for 7 years and have since then experienced a secondhand smoke when standing downwind from an individual who is smoking. People should not have to be inconvenienced nor have to walk around to avoid the smoke being emitted by a person who is not in compliance with the law that prohibits smoking within 20 feet of the service entrance of business establishment. It is our organization's position that business owners should take action and responsibility to ensure that security providers receive the necessary training as proposed in this amendment of the Natasha Protection Act of 2005. We feel there's a lack of compliance for most business establishments to properly post signs of the law. Considering the fact that this is the 10th year review of the Natasha Protection Act of 2005, it begs the question, what excuses are there for business establishments not being able to abide by the law and give the courtesy to its non-smoking patrons? With allowing security personnel and volunteers to enforce a provision of the Natasha Protection Act, we should see an increase in the sanctioning of smokers violating this law. Hence, this amendment is necessary in order to improve our island's community's overall health. The proposed expansion on the Natasha Protection Act of 2005 allows community volunteers to assess and enforcement of the provision of the law. This is to be applauded. However, the bill requires that volunteers to be citizens of the United States and residents of Guam. We propose that residents who are interested in volunteering to enforce this law to be allowed to do so without being citizens of the United States. This will open up possibilities to non-U.S. citizens who would like to contribute to the health of our local community. It would afford them the opportunity to assist and become further integrated into our island society. Hence, SWASA recommends broadening the requirements to be simple residents of Guam. Thank you.
Today, my name is Kaylee Chalahi. The Social Work Student Alliance stands in support of expanding the Natasha Protection Act of 2005 in hopes of increasing its provisions for enforcement. University of Guam, tobacco free. We see these signs posted around campus, but we do not see it being enforced. Whether it is in the parking lot, between buildings, or under the tree in front of the library, smoking is still a common occurrence on campus. As students of the university, UOG is one of the places in our everyday lives where we feel we should be safe from the harmful effects of smoking. It is not uncommon to see people, whether staff or student, look the other way when the act of smoking is visible. We are in favor of expanding the act because it serves as a voice for those of us who may not have much of a choice otherwise. With the amendment to the Natasha Protection Act of 2005, we hope to see more security personnel and community volunteers enforcing the smoking ban on campus. We hope to feel the lift of polluted air clouding our campus. Thank you.
Today, my name is Moki Hana Kahara. The Social Work Student Alliance is in full support of expanding the Natasha Protection Act of 2005. We stand before you to insist on the enforcement of restricting the use of tobacco products and motor vehicles in the presence of minors. Considering the extremely high smoking rates, it is not uncommon to find an individual smoking in the presence of a child. Tobacco use in vehicles should be viewed as a form of child abuse. To say that secondhand smoke is an inconvenience is an understatement when it has the potential to seriously harm an individual. Not only does it have the potential to harm or to be harmful, but it is also found to be deadly in regards to its exposure amongst children and adults alike. Secondhand smoke causes numerous diseases in children, including asthma and pneumonia, which results in avoidable medical care. Secondhand smoke is a major cause of sudden infant death syndrome, cancerous diseases, and heart attacks, all of which are medical issues affecting our community in high rates. When a child is exposed to secondhand smoke in a vehicle, the small concentrated space increases the lethality of the child's exposure to secondhand smoke derived from tobacco products. It is because the proposed expansion to the Natasha Protection Act of 2005 which greatly benefits our community in ensuring a healthier environment for Guam, that the Social Work Student Alliance stands in support of this bill. Sejois Maasi.
Thank you very much for that testimony. And Mr. Gillen, before you continue, I just want to highlight your part of the testimony. This past weekend, Sunday, I was at the one of the malls, the parking lot, waiting for my wife to pay less, and I was showing Senator Underwood a picture. There was a couple who had a child. They were parked, so if a cop would come over or a peace officer, they wouldn't be able to cite them because they're not moving. There's no other violation. The only violation was that the mother and father had the 3-week-old baby. The mother was holding and was smoking. Both of them were smoking. So of course, I don't have the training, but I politely asked them, if they could stop, and I just told them why. And they were nice, so I was lucky. They gave me I was lucky, So, but yeah, this is a picture. This was at one of the malls here, and I said, it happened Sunday. I said, boy, here we are, we're set to have this hearing today, and I saw it before my eyes, and that just motivated me even more to say that we need this type of legislation. So thank you very much for your testimony.